Black Ops 1 Zombies had tons of cut content. Let's start off with some of the weapons. There was a cut chainsaw weapon called the Sabertooth that was planned to be put into Zombies, and it would have had a very, very large magazine size of 999 and a reserve of almost 1,000,000, which it would have burned through and used some type of gas, which you could have maybe bought off the wall or refilled somehow. And there was also another cut variant called the Sabertooth 360, which was also planned, which had a much smaller magazine size of only 8. The M2 flamethrower was also going to make an appearance. Now it's only available in Dead Ops Arcade, but there is some models and some quotes from 5 and Kino Der Toten that suggest that the flamethrower would have made an appearance on those maps, which I think is a shame because I loved the flamethrower in World at War, and I think especially for the Vietnam themed game that the flamethrower would have made perfect sense.
Yeah, time to cook up some stank steaks. Gotta light the grill. They're gonna get lit like Nikolai. I'm gonna burn them to the ground. I'm gonna make me some ashes. Mmm, bacon. Burn! That smells a little like popcorn. Woo! You want fries with that? Mmm, that's some well-done meat right there. Burn in hell, you skull-sucking maggot!
Hey, it's a flamethrower! Let me see if I can light my breath on fire. No, come, look, this is funny. Anyone need a light? Same weapon I used to kill my... Oh, no, that was something else. I used iron. Hey, Dempsey, I found a flamethrower. Jealous? Oh, is it just me or is it getting hot in here? Anyone else smell bacon? You die! You are on fire, hell pig! All these fire is making me sweat. Sweat vodka? Taste the flames of hell!
The dragon's breath will end their suffering. I will burn them off the face of the earth. They will succumb to the brightness of my honor. Now they will become as ash. This disease shall be burned away forever. They shall be cured. I burn away your sins. Darkness becomes light. That stings like a wasabi. Zombie shabu shabu. The rising sun burns you away.
Burn them. Burn them. Yes! Burn so nicely! So heavy, so hot, so handsome. I'll bathe in their anguish cries. The doctor is ready to boil them into submission. Shut up, or I will burn out your eyes. Leberwurst, anyone? He is burning! What joy! Oh, do you smell the cooked intestine? Delicious! Flames! Oh, the glorious flames! Fry, my pretties! Fry!
Undead roasting on an open fire. See, I'm funny. I am not a cook. I love the smell of flamethrowers in the morning. Oh, give me a fiddle and call me Nero. Burn, yeah, you're gonna burn. I'll burn 'em like those hippies burn our flag. Burn, hippie, burn! Reminds you of home, doesn't it, you pico-hippie fiends? Roasting commies! Thank you for smoking. It's getting hot in here.
Ready for your 15 minutes of flame, Necro-Sapien? Like barbecues on the Cape. Spitfire! Not as hard as Jackie, but it will do. Time to light a fire under those undead asses. We must burn away this infection. Nothing says lovin' like a zombie in the oven. The glow from this fire will truly light the world. Apologies, but I prefer my meat medium rare. Burning and churning. Can you smell what the prez is cooking?
I will burn these capitalist death pigs to ash. They fry like empanadas on the flame. Quemadura, demonio! Quemadura! Baile la salsa, cerdo de la muerte. Finally, something that burns hotter than my cigars. Taste the cleansing fires of socialism, muertos! Ho, 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 puff, puff, give. Vuelva el fuego, demonio! Quemado! Scream for me! Your stale skin is like the kindling for my revolution!
I prefer my meat rare, but I'll make an exception. The Horde will burn en masse. Maximize efficiency. You will know pain, you will know fear, you will burn. If they must maraud, let them do so in fire. They will have to walk through fire to get to my president. You feel nothing, but you burn just the same. Burn. Period. I will scatter your ashes in a septic tank. The untouchable can be touched by flame. With this, your evil will have no dominion over man.
And I mean, Black Ops 1 just had so many other cut weapons. You'd have had the AK-47 or when upgraded to the Red Mist, which would have also had the flamethrower attachment. There was the Grim Reaper, there was the Uzi, the KS-23, the Caprice, however you pronounce that, the YK-2000, the Stoner, the Scorpion, the Mac, the Enfield, and the M60. And there are also probably tons of other weapons that were cut from campaign that could have been into zombies, but these are the ones that we mainly know of. And it really sucks because sometimes I do feel like Black Ops 1 is kind of lacking in weapons, especially weapons that are good. So maybe if we would have had some of these back in the day, maybe Black Ops 1's weapons wouldn't have felt as terrible. Now, since Kino Der Toten was originally going to be on World at War, and they pushed it back into Black Ops 1, there was a lot of flip-flopping around with the OG maps. For example, the Thunder Gun was originally going to appear on 5,
Not bad. Not bad at all. Surprisingly light, but my back is barking. Let's see what everyone's been raving about here. Useful, sure, but does it have to be so big? This gun was made by commies. I can feel it in my bones. Ho, well worth the price of admission. To hell with you, you reanimated slime. Yeah, now you got something to groan about, stupid hippie. Get off of my lawn. I wonder if this is covered by the Second Amendment.
I think it's singing to me. Maybe this came from the Groom Lake program. I, John Fitzgerald Kennedy, do solemnly swear to crush the undead. Beautiful. Thank you, sir. May I have another? Consider yourself Peace Corps. That's how you come with the ice, man. Best gun, period. Clear the deck. Music to my ears.
This gun arouses my spirit. I think I love this gun. Trueno! I feel more powerful than ever. Un arma grande para un muchacho grande. As big as my ego and just as powerful. Islam! Revolutionary coming through! Who's the man? That would be I, Fidel Castro. Battered and splattered.
Time for Operation Thunderbolt. Blood will run this night. What a beauty. I have the tools and I have the talent. This will blow those marble eyes right out of their heads. Now that was a substantial commitment. The sound of death can be comforting in times like these. Torn asunder! This weapon could make a weaker man lazy. I could get used to this.
The Wonderwolf was also going to be on Kino Der Toten and 5.
Shocking, to say the least. Well, zap my ass and call me Dick. Let there be light. Did somebody say juice? It's electric. Did. I crossed the streams. What of it? Not bad. Not bad at all. I like this thing. It's all over now, baby blue. Boom friggin' toast.
Don't know what this is, but I'm looking forward to using it. Who says you can't capture lightning in a bottle? Ideas have endurance without death. Listen to the hum. A spark for the sparkless. Gotta get this thing to DARPA. Who ordered the deep-fried zombie? Take that, you undead communists. Worthy of Ben Franklin. I could get used to this. How do you like that?
Esta arma debe ser bocadillos. This weapon is an honor for Cuba. Muerte por la electrocución. Power like this belongs to the people. The walking worm food will feel the sting of my rabia nuclear. A weapon fit for a comandante en jefe. I can get used to this. Zap it up. Burnt by the light of the revolution. This is why the revolution will triumph. Compliments of a socialist ideals. Look at the chain of pain.
The slugs will know pain. They will know agony. Just what I always wanted. Vengeance. I will bring down the lightning of democracy with this. I will lay waste to these hellions. This will end the Z-War. You've been fried. Shock therapy works every time. Electric Zack attack. Smells like burnt toast. 130,000 miles per hour. 54,000 degrees Fahrenheit. A truly effective weapon.
Hell yes! Bring it, you nasty squags! Hey, zombies, you like waffles? The DG2, one slick piece of machinery. Wonder Waffle. Yeah, thing of beauty. The Waffle. Killing zombies made easy in one single step, batteries included. Element 115 concentrated to a single beam of pure badassery. Wait, how the hell do I know that? Welcome to the party, meat sacks! They've got zero chance against me and the Wonder Waffle! You see that? Holy shit balls! Time to fry, freak nuggets! Zzz, zap! Woohoo!
Oh, great, it's the wonderful waffle. Hell, pigs, I am coming. Now, this gun makes Nikolai a very happy Cossack. This has more power than Moscow Electric Company. This almost as strong as the best Russian vodka. I have more for you. Taste the power of the Red Menace. Electrocution, just like the Gulag. What fun. Good times. Ha! You die like the dogs that you are. I think I saw his bones for a split second.
This will make for a fun time. I will shock them into submission. I finally get to turn with the Wunderwaffe. Behold, electric katana. It is on now, freak bags. The kamikaze strikes. Begone! The divine wind carries you away. Hadoken! Their bones are dust.
Ah! The Wunderwaffe DG2! Oh, I've missed you! This will be the shock of a lifetime. Oh, the element of power! The epitome of my genius! How many can I play this at once? Joy is the slaughtering of the meek with the Wunderwaffe. Listen, do you hear its joy? The doctor sends his regards. Shocking! Feels the power of the element. Maza, is that you? You mustn't tell anyone! Oh, what I wouldn't give to feel that kind of power.
Hellhounds were also going to make an appearance on 5.
Leave Checkers alone. Nowhere near as pretty as my boy Checkers. Sit, stay, stay. Let's play fetch the grenade. Who's a good boy? Boom goes the doggy. You ain't got nothing on Checkers. Back to the pit with you. I dropped you like a bad habit. Looks worse than the DNC.
Gotta walk the dog in the park. Looks like Dickie Nixon's mutt Checkers. Antihistamine. My nose may run, but I will not. Sit. Stay. Die. Good. I hate dogs. That's for making me sneeze. Defecate in your own yard, you ugly mutt. Now, play dead.
I will wipe you from the face of this earth. You will die like a capitalist pig. Come to me so that you may receive your treatment. I spit on you, dogs. Your stench makes my stomach turn. Muérete, perro del infierno. Back to your cage, beast. Your belt will adorn my walls. Die like the dog you are. Perro travieso. Wasted. I am the true dog whisperer. Swept away on the winds of Marxism. No bitches will touch me. Smoking.
If the president is allergic to them, then I am too. Ugh. Smells worse than a wet dog. Here, puppy, I have a treat for you. Could use a dog trainer here. Uglier than Nixon's dog, Checkers. The president didn't appreciate your canine dander. I'm blowing every dog away. Watch it, Dick. Take that brimstone stink elsewhere, beast. Submit! No dogs allowed. There's only one alpha here, and his name is Jack. More like hell puppies. They fall as easy as their rotting brethren. I will use your hides to carpet my den, mongrels. PSA of the day. Spay and neuter your dogs. Leash, gutter, and clean up after your dog. And then kill it!
Fetch me their swords!
So it seems like since Kino Der Toten did get pushed back to Black Ops 1, they were doing a lot of flip-flopping around with what guns and what bosses were going where. And also forgive me if I get this wrong, but I believe this image right here is of the early concept of the Winter's Howl before it was changed to the Winter's Howl we all know and love. There were also tons of perks that got cut out of Black Ops 1. Well, not really cut out. It seemed like a lot of these perks kind of just got molded together to be PhD Flopper. You had Boom Juice, which was a perk that was planned for Ascension but got cut, which according to the quotes would have allowed the player to make an explosion, very, very similar to PhD Flopper.
Boom juice! Hell yeah, that drink is made just for me!
This has texture like oil painting.
Like a kamikaze on a hot day.
The drinks that makes you go boom! Ha
We also have DPT Boom, which seemed to be like an earlier version of Boom Juice, which eventually again got worked into PhD Flopper. And there are also 4 cut quotes for this perk, which are very similar to the Boom Juice ones.
DTP boom! Yeah!
This drink is pretty good, but it's so hard to swallow.
Ah, now this is satisfying.
I go boom now!
There was also Pronade, which was also going to be on Ascension, and this one would have also have affected the player's jump and prone in some way, according to the quotes.
Ah, yeah, that's good stuff!
Hey, that's a little bit like beer.
I think this was rotten.
With this, I can go down even quicker.
We also had Tough Brew. Not too much is known about this one, other than some of the quotes that we have for it.
Tough brew! That's what I'm talking about!
This drink goes down like glue.
A drink for a true warrior.
Oh, yeah. Maybe this will toughen me up.
There's also going to be Candelier, which I'm assuming would have been very, very similar to Bandolier in COD 4 and Call of Duty World at War. It probably would have allowed all your guns to carry more ammo. There's also going to be Damage Aid. It seems like it would have been very, very similar to like stopping power from multiplayer. So it seems like this might have gotten reworked into being Double Tap 2.0. And like I said earlier, a lot of these perks kind of just got morphed into other ones. So like the Boom Juice, the Pronade, maybe the Tough Brew, it seems like maybe they all got just mixed into being PhD Flopper, while Damage Aid went on to become Double Tap 2.0 in Black Ops 2. And another little innovation that Treyarch tried to do was upgraded perks. It seems like there would have been a way to get upgraded perks, because we do have HUD icons that exist for the upgraded versions of Quick Revive, Juggernaut, and Speed Cola. Not too much is known about the upgraded perks or how they would have worked, but I still think that's pretty innovative for Treyarch at the time. There was also some cut content from the Wii. The Wii was originally supposed to get the DLCs Dead Ops Arcade and 5, but because the companies weren't really wanting to play nice with each other, the Wii only ever got Kino Der Toten. And now this isn't really cut content, well it kind of is. There's also another fire sale jingle that has Samantha talking to you and explaining what a fire sale is in a very demonic tone. And this is what you hear when you play on the Wii. And I'm pretty sure it's also in regular zombies, like on the Xbox, PC, and PlayStation, but I think it's just extremely rare and only on certain maps.
Attention, zombie shoppers! Time for a fire sale! Until the music stops, box bowls $10 at a convenient location near you.
So I'm pretty sure I've heard that at some point. I think it just might be extremely rare, and I don't really think it's cut or anything. Or it might be, and I might just be remembering things completely wrong. And yet another example of Treyarch really trying to push the bounds with zombies, there was also going to be Killstreaks in zombies. You had the RC bomb, you had radar, you had dogs, not to be confused with hellhounds. You had the helicopter, you had the napalm, again, not to be confused with the napalm zombie, and you had the airstrike. And they were intended to be bought via wall buys, so Treyarch was really trying to take zombies to a new height very early on in its development. Now, if you've seen my previous video, you would know about the engineer who was originally going to be on World at War, then got pushed back to Kino Der Toten, and then got cut from Kino Der Toten, and now is just used in Dead Ops Arcade. Now, one of the most egregious things that they cut had a lot to do with Ascension. Ascension was originally going to be a lot bigger, and because of the whole World at War Kino Der Toten thing, it seemed like Ascension was also going to be a launch map. But it seems like there was going to be a 4th lander station, and I'm assuming it would have been in this giant area over here, because the amount of times that me and my friends would glitch to this area when Ascension first released, way too many times. So it seems like there was going to be a lot more areas on Ascension, another lander location, and we would have also had double tap. But sadly, they had to make a lot of cuts to Ascension, and I am very, very upset by that. Call of the Dead's Easter egg was also going to be a little bit different. There would have been a computer like kind of talking to you, and there are some unused quotes for that.
Activated. Deactivated. Weapon unavailable. Awaiting authorization. Error. Max allotment of 2 weapons reached. VR11. Scavenger. Wunderwaffe DG2. Gersh device. Winter's Howl. Thunder Gun. Matryoshka doll. Monkey bomb.
Now for these things right here, I only ever saw people talk about them. I couldn't find any proof to back them up, so take these with a grain of salt. But it seems like there would have been a ranking system in zombies. We would have had challenges, mutators, perk upgrades like I talked about earlier, which were kind of confirmed. There would have been a turned game mode, and there was an earlier version of Zombie Blood. And I really couldn't find too much about all that stuff, so take that with a grain of salt. And also, it seems like there was a different Hellhound theme. That seems like it would have played for a lot longer than the one we have. And I think this was also cut from World at War 2. So it might have been cut from World at War and just been ported over to Black Ops 1 and never really intended to use, or something along those lines. In Moon, the PES, pretty much your astronaut suit, was also supposed to talk to you a lot more and inform you like when you get to new areas. There were tons of quotes involving that.
Warning. Entering airless environment. Laboratories. Receiving bay. Tunnel 6.
And if you watched the World at War one, you would also know about Paris. So Paris was originally meant to be Moon, but they ended up changing it at the last second. And when I mean last second, I mean like the last second. Moon in the game files is still referred to as Paris. So maybe one day we'll get the Eiffel Tower map that has just been eluding us for so long. Kino Der Toten was also supposed to have a completely different feel than what we actually got. Now, some of the most egregious cut content has to deal with Shangri-La. Shangri-La so far seem to have the most cut content that I've seen in a while. Now, there were originally like 2 other maps that seem to have been combined to make Shangri-La. There was going to be a Vietnam era map and also a map called Temple of Doom. And here are some of the concept art of the Temple of Doom area, so it seems like these ideas were kind of molded and shaped into being Shangri-La. So in the top left, you would have had floating bodies and debris, the zombie spawn, the waterfall in the darkness blocked by stalactites and mites, the main body parts. Debris and bodies are caught in the stones before they fall over into the abyss. There would have been some type of holding cell that would have been stuffed with corpses. You would have had the entrance from the falls. The natural cave environment mirrors this area of the falls. It begins in a cave pool that drains into the dark, inaccessible waterfall. Halfway through the room, they have poured concrete down to level the floor and smooth some of the walls. Man-made pillars help support other structures. Iron meat hooks and hooked poles hang onto the walls along with hooked chairs and shovels. Another zombie spawn right here, a wooden planked reinforced walls were quickly thrown up to stem the horde. A central portion has been thoroughly torn down in the center. This is the area the players will board up. There would have been a smoldering pit. This pit is surrounded by a makeshift wooden plank barrier. Inside is a massive pile of scorched bodies, still smoldering and smoking. The vapor rises up and exits the room via the escape drop-down. A small platform next to the pit has 2 cans of gasoline used as an accelerant. Yet another zombie spawn. This opening is where they would stuff the rotting bodies before they burn them in the pit. When they started coming alive, the area was quickly boarded up. The zombies spawn and come from the huge pile left here. And then you would have had the location to the right to the zombie pins. You would have had a location sign. This drop down has roots and water dripping down its shaft. At the bottom, the player's fall is broken by a small pile of bodies. And you would have had your little escape drop down area. And this would have been the whole disposal room, because this area would have been filled with rotting corpses and bits of the same. They seemingly would dispose of the less useful bodies in this room. and there would have been more and more piled up bodies right next to the entrance, and this room would have also led you to the power room. So that would have been Temple. But like I said, it seems like all of this and the Vietnam map got changed up to be Shangri-La. And this was the original concept for Pack-a-Punch that ended up getting cut. And I'm kind of upset. This looks like a really cool Pack-a-Punch idea, and I'm kind of curious as to how they would have wrote this into the story. But this was originally their whole concept for the Pack-a-Punch. And my god, the Baby Maker, the Shrink Ray, went through so many different concepts. You have Concept A. Based on an alternate flare gun, the weapon has a carved ivory artifact attached underneath. Stabbing with the weapon would reload the depleted energy of the gun until a max ammo spawns, which sounds awesome. You have B. This weapon uses the remnants of the worship wheel. It has been married to bits of an RPG. The wheels rotate until the glyphs glow. Several lights on the weapon indicate charge. There was also C. This massive weapon is pierced together from bits of a China lake. That sounds pretty cool. Lights on the top indicate the charge of the weapon and the power of the ammunition. Attached underneath is what's left of the golden statue, now used as a piercing weapon. You had D. The artifact is straightforward. You reach in and grasp the heads and the tail wraps around your arm. That sounds cool. It is a hold and charge gun. The longer the trigger is held, the stronger the impact will be. Gems along the tail will light up with a stored charge. And option E. After the initial charge is depleted, to recharge the weapon, you must use the blade. The more infected you kill, the greater the charge in the weapon until it can be used again. It marries a sacrificial knife artifact underneath mounted to the flare gun. And all of these weapons would have been recharged by melee or max ammos. And oh boy, if you thought we were done, it keeps going. There are so many more. Option F. This bulldog-like weapon combines a sacred worship wheel with an ancient sculpture. Lots of spinning when this thing fires, recharges with a max ammo pickup. Option G. This odd-looking weapon may seem strange, but you can reach in through the straps and grip the neck. The head of the Naga curls around like a ram's horn. When firing, it will be quite visible. Option H. This odd weapon has a lot of movement and is closer in design to the current freeze pistol and ray gun. A small statue artifact powers the gun and spins in a magnetic field. When firing the weapon drains its charge from the artifact, it will recharge on its own but is slow. Option I. It's hard to see, but there is a circular stone artifact in at the gun center that charges the weapon. It will stand out once color is applied. Option K. This large hunk of masonry has been fitted with the capacitors to drain its mystical energy to power the weapon. Recharges on its own, but slowly. Option J. This weapon's power comes from a village bell. Its powers are activated once it rings. The massive sound is distinctive when fired. The weapon will reload on its own, but very slowly. And all of these weapons on this page reload by themselves, but very, very slowly. And here is a little bit more about the village bell. Would have had a somewhat patina bronze look, while the rest of the gun would contrast in more metal tones, complemented with a wooden grip. The guide rings had to be this far away from the bell or we wouldn't see them in the game view. When fired, a resounding and ominous gong would sound as if the bell held a mystical power that had just been unleashed. This weapon's power comes from a village bell. Its powers are activated once it rings. A massive sound is distinctive when fired. This weapon can reload on its own, but very slowly. And then we actually get to the Shrink Ray that we all know and love. Raise sights. By setting the sights level, the player will be able to see beyond the figure and magnet to look down the sights. Stock is a China Lake. Weapon is no longer than our longest sniper rifle. Weapon is this length so that we see the movement in view. The power source is endless, but the conversion IC can only last for a series of shots, then it must be replaced. After a series of shots, the incinerated S2565 induction coil must be replaced. Artifact power sources. Each artifact is created with a different stone, therefore they have different effects when fired. So this would have been the earlier version of like the staves and the bows that we have nowadays. With each different stone, the Shrink Ray would have done something completely different. Like I said, for Black Ops 1, Treyarch was really ahead of their time. And that's not the only thing that was cut from Shangri-La. You also had a lot of other boss zombies and zombie types. And these cut zombie types kind of come from the whole Vietnam era map. Like I said, the Vietnam map and the Temple of Doom map got kind of pushed together to become Shangri-La, but you would have had the smokescreen zombie, festering sores, and wound cavities spew Agent Orange type smokescreen. The cumulative smoke effect obstructs players' field of view, allowing for other stronger zombies to gain advanced position. These zombies stagger irregularly and take an indirect path toward the player, making them harder to hit, also allowing more smoke to spread. Close proximity to zombie can cause temporary impaired vision in a short exposure, and even blindness if long enough. Early pinpoint sniper strikes will mostly be the best tactic. At mid to close range, a flamethrower is the most effective way to bring the zombie down and disperse the smoke. Sniper downed corpses continue to generate small, irregular bursts of smoke, but no longer cause significant vision occlusion. And let me just say, glad they didn't bring that guy. And you would have had your standard VA grunt zombie, and it would have been the same gameplay as the other standard zombies, same health, movement, and attack. And there's also a hand blown off version where the radius and the ulna would now be used as like a punching dagger. You had the martial art zombie. As a former national champion martial artist and master, this I don't even know how to pronounce that. Martial art zombie has seen better days, but still has the chops to make life extremely difficult for the player. Broken beyond belief due to a life/death of a continual challenge in battle, are those tank treads across his back? This zombie has taken his disadvantage and turned them into assets. Dislocated shoulders, ooh, I don't like that. And broken limbs coupled with 0 pain receptors, blinding speed, a lifetime of training toward perfection of a technique, an uncanny, almost precognitive ability to dodge bullets and use the knees and elbows as weapons make this quote-unquote special one hard to hit zombie. Strange and unorthodox style movements and timing create a confusing illusion of physical direction, making it difficult for the player to read and in essence get a beat on the zombie. With the strength that belies his modest lean frame, this flexible flurry of timing, speed, and agility is supremely deadly at close range and is best dealt at a distance through a strong environmental awareness, pre-planning, and a little bit of luck. The player must also be ready to take advantage of any explosive opportunities at hand, and if close range combat is inevitable, the best option would be to retreat into a corner or a funnel with the hopes of restricting the zombie's options/movements and bettering the chances of a kill. So this guy just seemed like it would have been like one of the transit sprinters. It would have been like really, really fast and just hard to hit. But if you can get him in like a tunnel, or you have like a China Lake or something that has a big radius, or maybe even a shotgun, you probably would have been fine. And right here is some more standard grunt type zombies that would have been based off of the Viet Cong fitting the Vietnam map. Oh, here's this son of a bitch. Here's a meteor infection/mutation, visual DNA. Near translucent skin with a blue varicose and veining and sweaty sheen. That just sounds so disgusting. General color ranges from a deep yellow I have no idea how to pronounce that, to cool pinks and pale green blues. Raising scab-like dark maroon blemishings. Orifices are tortured battles between function and radically accelerated cellular growth. Maroon and gutters. Random oversized pustules of green-yellow pus. Raw red flesh between larger skin folds. 1 to 3 random plague-like sores consisting of shiny black core like an 8-ball or an eggplant. Slightly exposed underskin. This just sounds terrible. Slightly exposed underskin with blue-black veins of blood poisoning. And I'm assuming maybe this guy would have been like a tank or something a little bit stronger than what we're used to. And there would have also been a zombie oxen. This guy looks cool. An oxen affected by an Agent Orange type gland mutation causing not only the zombie state, but also blocking myostatin, the protein that normally inhibits muscle growth after a certain period of development. This naturally occurring gene trait can be found in the massive muscle growth of the Belgian blue beef cattle breed. This kind of like feels like a Brahmin from like Fallout New Vegas. Variant uses: random singular ox, random singular with broken yoke, dragging portion of demolished cart, with full cart, with cart and zombie driver. That would have been dope. And with multiple end stampedes. That sounds like it would have been pretty cool. Like with a zombie driver, that would have been dope. And also in Shangri-La, you would have had cut teleporters, and it seemed like at one point in time, maybe we would have played as some of the characters from campaign, because at Raven Studios, they had this poster up, which seemed like you would have gotten to play Shangri-La as Woods. Editing rabbit here, I also forgot that there was going to be a blowpipe cut wonder weapon from Shangri-La. Again, more Shangri-La stuff. And I think this is one of the most egregious things that they took out, because just imagine the possible. That sounds cool. A blowpipe? That sounds dope. But unfortunately, we never got to see the blowpipe wonder weapon. So like I said, Shangri-La had tons of cut content. There are also 2 other things that I found whilst editing this video. I feel like every time I go online, I find more things that were cut. The MP40 was supposedly supposed to be on Moon, but ended up getting taken out. And we know this because there is a Samantha quote that directly references the Afterburner, which is the MP40's upgraded name.
The Afterburner just sounds so deadly!
Now, I don't know how true this is. I'm just going off of the word of the internet, and would people really just go on the internet and tell lies? But in the coding of Ascension, you know how when you do the floating letters step, how you have to spell Luna? Well, in the lettering, if you ended up spelling Hit Sam, it would trigger a cut audio clip that says, "That's not very nice." Or if you were to spell it H Yenna, it would trigger a cut audio clip saying 731. I do not know the legitimacy to this. I could not find any audio clips or any proof of this, but I found it and I choose to believe it, so it's true. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. There are probably so many things that I missed. I literally had to research this for days. And like I said, I was searching 12-year-old Call of Duty zombie forums. So hopefully I got majority of it. I know for a fact I didn't get all of it. So if I did miss anything, please let me know down there below. Or if I made a mistake, again, please let me know down there below in the comments. That is going to be the video. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and hit the bell notification. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Also, side note, I kept seeing a lot of people talk about unused Samantha quotes, and there probably are some unused Samantha quotes, but all the ones people kept talking about were just from doing the Moon Easter egg. So if you see people talk about that, that's not cut content. Just do the Moon Easter egg. That's it. I'm leaving. Bye.